Today we are reading The Legend of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, adapted by Joe Troiano. After the video, stay tuned for reading questions and educational activity ideas. And visit laurenmartinbooks.com for more free learning principles and access to my Christmas book, Yes, Virginia, There is a Santa Claus, adapted and illustrated for kids. Please like, share, and subscribe to Lauren Martin Books for more read-along stories. And find my Christmas read-along playlist for more Christmas and holiday-themed stories. Now let's read The Legend of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. A long time ago, up where the north wind blows, a reindeer was born with a ruby red nose. His name was Rudolph, and his nose was a sight. It wasn't just red, it glowed like a light. Donner, his father, thought Santa might say, "No red-nosed reindeer is pulling my sleigh." So whenever Santa Claus came around, Rudolph covered his nose and made it look brown. One day during the reindeer games, a doe named Clarice asked Rudolph his name. And when she told him she thought he was cute, his nose glowed as red as a Santa Claus suit. The reindeer all teased him, they laughed and made fun. Rudolph got so embarrassed he started to run. He ran to the woods and he didn't stop till he heard something nearby go plippity-plop. Suddenly an elf named Hermie popped out of the snow. He was hiding in the woods so no one would know. He didn't want to make toys like the other elves did. He had dreamed of being a dentist since he was a kid. He was a misfit, so was Rudolph. They were two of a kind, so these new friends set off to see what they could find. What they found was a creature, a monster, a fiend, the abominable snow monster who was meaner than mean. He tracked them by following Rudolph's red nose. He would watch where the glow was, then go where it goes. Then Yukon Cornelius came around the bend, and the two lonely misfits had found a new friend. He was big and brave and as strong as 10 men, which was good because Bumble had found them again. He chased them, roaring a terrible sound, thumping his chest, his feet shook the ground. Rudolph ran with his friends to where the ice ends. They were trapped, or were they? Well, that all depends. With a mighty swing of his miner's axe, Yukon whacked the ice, which started some cracks, and just as Bumble got to the bay, the ice broke free and they floated safely away. They floated to the island of misfit toys, toys that needed homes with good girls and boys. There was an elephant with spots and a plane that can't fly, a fish bird that swims, a doll with tears in her eyes, a flying king lion and a Charlie in the box, and a caboose with wheels that were shaped just like blocks. Rudolph promised the toys that when he saw Santa again, he'd tell him about the island and come back for them. You see, Rudolph knew he couldn't stay. He knew his nose would give them away. His friends were in danger while he was around, so he left that night without making a sound. But back in Christmastown, the news was grim. Rudolph's parents and Clarice were out looking for him. They were gone. They were missing. They had to be saved. Rudolph was sure they were trapped in the snow monster's cave. And Rudolph was right. That's where they were found. Bumble had Clarice in his clutches. Rudolph yelled, "Put her down." And then Hermie and Yukon arrived in a sled. They tricked Bumble and dropped lots of snow on his head. Hermie had to act fast, and before a moment had passed, he pulled all Bumble's teeth. He was a dentist at last. Then Yukon tamed that Bumble. Now he's sweet as can be, so Santa let Bumble put the star on the tree. But they still had a problem that Christmas Eve. The fog was too thick for Santa to leave. "Christmas will have to be canceled," Santa said with a sigh. Then Rudolph's nose started glowing, and Santa knew they could fly. He hopped in his sled, put his cap on his head, called each reindeer by name, looked at Rudolph and said, "Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" Quickly the elves wrapped all the presents, packed the sleigh full of toys, and gave Santa the list of the good girls and boys. From city to city, from town to town, from rooftops to chimneys that Santa slid down, they raced through the fog till the night was done, till every toy had a home, every single one. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer shined his light so bright, it glowed like a star in the sky that night. And now, whatever the weather, Santa Claus knows there will always be Christmas, thanks to brave little Rudolph and his ruby red nose. What was your favorite part of this book? Pause the video after each question to draw, write, or discuss. What happened first, next, then, and last in the story? What is the setting of the story, meaning when and where does it happen? Who is in the story? Name the characters and describe them. What is the main conflict or problem? How and why do the characters respond to the problem and solve it? There are several problems in the story that they solved. Think about each and answer the questions. What do the characters learn in the story and what can you learn from them? What is one lesson or theme? In other words, what can you learn from this story and how can you apply it to your own life? Write or draw what you can learn from this book about embracing what makes you unique and different and celebrating what makes you unique and different. And about being resourceful to solve problems, like Yukon cutting away the ice to make a floating raft. Draw, write, and discuss what makes you unique and special and how you can respond with confidence if anyone tries to make you feel bad for the wonderful things that make you unique and different. Because after all, the reason you are important and matter is because you are unique and one of a kind. Please like, share, and subscribe to Lauren Martin Books for more read-along stories, and visit my Christmas read-along playlist for more holiday-themed read-alouds. Visit laurenmartinbooks.com for printable and play-based no-prep preschool curriculum and free learning principles for home or the classroom, and to preview my children's book, Yes, Virginia, There is a Santa Claus. Thank you for reading with me.